this is Maggie, and welcome to another YouTube video. Damn, look at that! 3 weeks with 3 videos, back to back. Can you tell I'm trying to put more effort into this? It's been a blast doing videos this often. I'm gonna try to keep it up, but we will see how it goes, honestly. Still, I know what you guys are thinking. Maggie, you said the sketchbook tour wasn't gonna come out for like a few months. Yeah, I realized it honestly doesn't make sense for me to make you guys wait that long for a sketchbook tour, especially when we've been doing so great lately. So instead of just waiting for the wave of immense work to pass, I'm just gonna fit this in the small amount of free time that I have, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. So yeah, nothing much to say here, just thank you for the support, the usual. But without further ado, let's get started. So obviously the sketchbook cover it's mostly trash and stickers and packaging, as you can see, but I do know there are a few artist stickers like this one, this fishy here, and this one. I'm gonna put their ads on screen so you can go check them out. It's where I got them. And I did see someone mentioning this one sticker that I made of an isopod saying I'm at my fucking limit. This was honestly just like a very old sticker design that I wanted to get done, but I never did. So I just printed out the sticker on just normal paper and just glued it on my sketchbook with like a bunch of duct tape. Still, it's here, it's queer, maybe I'll get to redo it someday. And so let's open it up and see what we have inside. If you guys saw one of my latest videos talking about how I decorate my sketchbooks, you will recognize this page as like the little warning page that I have for all my sketchbooks that, you know, it's gonna have spicy art, little angsty art, whatever. This is my personal information. I had to cover it up, obviously. I'm actually gonna cover this up as well later. I'll just put a sticker on top of it or something. And yeah, honestly, not much to see here, so let's keep going. This is my intro page. I do this at the beginning of all my sketchbooks as well to kind of just present the artist or whatever. So you have like my name here, my pronouns, where I'm from, fandoms I'm in, my social medias. I did it for the recent sketchbook that I just got. So, you know, it's a little tradition. It keeps going. This is kind of my trash page. This is where all leftover sticker sheets and just other trash that I can't put on my spreadsheets goes. So there's just like a bunch of leftover plastic from sticker sheets and packaging and stuff like that. And we start finally with actual art. Steve and Gary, I know you guys missed them. There's gonna still be a lot of it here, so you guys can, you know, just love them a little bit more. This is exactly what you're thinking it is. We're gonna pass it. And this is them as Jack Skellington and Boogeyman from Nightmare Before Christmas, because they honestly just fit the bill really well. I love Steve's design. He looks so goofy. And Gary's fine, whatever. Just it's a skeleton with hair or whatever. I need to draw this again. I want to draw this again. Especially now that we're in September. I really want to draw this again for Halloween. It's gonna be so cute. Also a little bald schmuck that I doodled for a joke. He's bald. This was for an heyoo I have with my good friend Void. It was kind of an amalgam heyoo, but for deltarune, and we were just like sticking our OCs in there, trying to figure out the lore and whatever. But I also used it for a TikTok where I told people that receipt paper reacts to alcohol, so if you covered like a whole page with it, you could just grab like acetone or like alcohol and just draw little stars on their paper, and they would just show like that. You know, it's kind of cute looking. Shame the page is not that cute looking. It's messy, but I like it. This was the design for their OC sensor and my OC sweaters amalgam that kind of like melt and stick together, and it's really sad. We love angst in this household, so I did a little spread with them and ideas, some song lyrics, whatever. I'd also got a star-shaped puncher at the time, so I wanted to try it out. It works really well. I still use it. I love it so much. This you guys can now understand why the sketchbook took so long to finish and why I try not to take long to finish my sketchbooks. The sketchbook started falling apart like halfway through it, which was insane because everything was kind of getting like stuck and glued together, and like this is Jesus fucking Christ. Still, we have more Steve and Gary. It's them as Captain Hook and Smee, because me and Doc, who owns Steve, we were like talking about how they really fit like that stereotype and we just wanted to draw them together. Also because they just really like Captain Hook. And I thought they looked so cute. Just look at them. They're so silly. Ah, my god. They're just so cutie. Cutie patootie. Oh my god. I have been into other stuff lately, but like I miss drawing them. They're so cute. Oh my god. Okay. More from that amalgam heyoo. Just these two have something going on. It's really bizarre, honestly. There's Saul making lunch for himself. There's some doodles of Gary, again based off of, I think, were like screenshots from Captain Hook from the original Peter Pan movie. Just little studies, I guess. It looks fine. And Steve has a little alien. Look at him. Oh my god. He's so cute. He's just a baby. I just want to squishy. Okay. More doodles, a lot of trash pages, honestly. Just trying to get rid of some packaging. There's Gary and Ben just having boba, because I probably had boba that day. And then there's some original Absalom doodles, because he used to look like this before he got hit with the unfandoms Euro C B. They used to be a deltarune C as well. And they looked really silly, and I love them. I still draw their old designs sometimes. But yeah, they're just vibing. More Sensor and Sweater because they had some weird fucking shit going on. It was honestly really sad. A boy wanted to love a married man. Sir. More Steve and Gary because they're just silly. I love them. More Sensor and Sweater. I'm honestly don't really remember what to say in sketchbook tours. I've been a little out of practice with these. This was when I went to the Marionette Museum here. They had a Leica exhibition. It was just so much fun seeing the puppets up close and all the pieces and everything that went into making these movies. Also really good to get close-ups and reference pictures because, like, for example, they had most of the pieces for the other mother puppet there. So I just took a bunch of pictures because I cannot find a good picture of her to draw her, so I just saw a bunch of like all her pieces separated all neatly under amazing lighting, and I just snapped as many pictures as I could. It was so much fun. Gary and Steve, but it's a Coraline heyoo. Obviously they're still like married, but you know Gary's missing, or maybe he passed, and Steve's like, oh, this world where my husband is alive. Psych, it's some weird fucking shit. Still, smash. Anyways. This is a little comic that I made with them. Just gender stuff. You can pause to read it. It's just like cute gender-affirming stuff for Gary. Steve's just a G, honestly. This was more for the Beetlejuice heyoo that I had with them. It was so much fun. Steve's design is just so cute. Just look at his little face. His stupid little face. In this heyoo, Beetlejuice obviously doesn't try to marry Lydia because Lydia here would be Ben. So instead he's like, okay, I'm gonna marry your dad because he's still a human and I will get everything I want anyways. And then they actually fall in love and it's really silly. And Ben, the whole heyoo, is just like,
you are not allowed to fuck my wife. I'm back here right now. Shadow, what the fuck?
And I love them. It's so stupid and I love it. Also, I got my first job interview. I didn't get the job, obviously, but you know, it was an experience, I guess. Plus a little guy. Also, this sketchbook has seen all the RTX collabs that I've had. All 3 of them are in this sketchbook, which is insane. It's a piece of history now, I guess. This was the first set that I got, all the swatching. This was for a convention that I went the day after, just a bunch of artist cards and trash that I got at the convention. Just lots of fun. More stuff, more stuff. There's a Gary here. This was the first little test that I made with the RTX markers before I went and like actually did a whole spread. So, you know, just nice, very nice. And these were some doodles done by my good friend Elle. They were in the other sketchbook video that I made at the convention. We were both kind of just sitting down to relax a little bit, so we traded sketchbooks and doodled on each other's sketchbooks for a while. It was lots of fun. They drew some stuff and they're OCs and they're really cute. They're in love. Oh my god. We support OC content in this household. And this was my first collab with RTX. They sent me a bunch of their markers and I just drew a massive spread of Spamtons and Neos and whatever. It was lots of fun. I had a lot of fun making this spread. It was like really stressful because I did not know how to work with the markers yet by then. It was honestly a learning curve. When I got into it, it just got like a lot easier. More Steve and Gary. They are visiting Gary's country, which is Portugal. So I had to draw Steve in a little soccer jersey and with a little egg tart because they are very normal here. Also, I'm pretty sure I got this sweater for Gary. I think it's from a Portuguese clothing brand, like an artist. And I was like, you know, it's high fashion. Gary would probably buy it because he has the money and he looks funny. He would look good in it as soon as I saw it. So I was like, you know what? For Gary. Gary deserves it. Oh, this was fun. Okay. A while ago, I was getting rid of like a lot of old stuff, like notebooks from high school and stuff like that, but I was one of those people who like drew a lot on my school notebooks. So before throwing everything out and just freeing out a lot of space on my shelves, I actually just went through like 3 years of notes from high school and just cut out all the doodles that I wanted to keep, and I just archived them all here on my sketchbook. I'm pretty sure these were all from 8th and 9th grade. So yeah, just a bunch of like very old OCs and my old art style and jokes and references that I don't get anymore. But they're here, they're queer, they're silly, and we're moving on. More Steve because he's so cute. Look at him, he's so baby. More Steve because he's just a baby. I bought some beads that day because I wanted to do candy of my OCs. I did it. It turned out really cute. Oh my god, there's another Steve here. I didn't even notice you. Hi! There's Steves all over my sketchbook. This is insane. And there's a little schmuck here getting grabbed by Gary, and he's very much into it. More Steve. This was for a wrestling lucha libre heyoo. I don't know. I just wanted to do it and I thought it would be really silly. He's so stupid. He's so pretty. Hello, sir. This is a bunch of my old school cards. We're not gonna show that here. Can of Monster, Steve, Gary, Les Poissons Steve. Because I had this song stuck in my head for a while now. 2 Steves. See? You see the vision? Gary and his son Ben. Every so often I just start thinking about Ben. Like, his dad was just doing so much stuff behind his back. Like, his whole life has been a lie. And this poor fucking kid. Everyone who knows like my deltarune heyoo's and projects, whatever, knows that like Gary is like such a shitty person. Ben still loves him so much and just tries to see the best in him all the time. And it's just so sad. Like, he's my boy. He's just so sad. His weird, angry dad is gone, but his dad is gone and he misses him. And he's so confused about what to feel like and how he should feel like because everyone hates his dad. It's complicated. I just think about it a lot sometimes. Oh, this was the first time I got Sour Patch Kids. They don't sell them here often, but they just started getting imported. They're mid, I guess. Moving on. But I still really like the packaging, so I just peeled as much as I could of it and glued it down here. And then I made a little fusion design. This is a fusion between Ben and Sol, 2 of my deltarune OCs. Whenever I don't know what to do, I usually just do fusions because they're just really silly to make. One of my favorite things to do while at college for my animation bachelor's is character design, and I do find that making little fusion designs for my characters is such a good way to go about training character design because you do need to do a lot of like color theory and shape theory and see what works best from each different character and how you can mesh it together without keeping the vibes of the 2 characters. It's really weird to explain, but I really love doing it. Just another excuse to do it. More doodles, more Steve and Gary. I know I was trying out some new pens that I got. They were like these really cheap alcohol markers. But they were pretty good, honestly. I really like them. And these were more doodles with the RTX pens that I got. This is Torch. He's a Sonic OC. He's kind of lost in development hell because my whole Sonic project is like stuck in development hell. I cannot figure it out for the life of me. I don't know how to archive this yet. He's one of my favorite characters to draw. I love him so much. He's so upset and resting bitch face. I love him so much. And then there's Wendy. I love Wendy. Wendy, mwah. She deserves all the good things, but I keep forgetting to draw them. Gary and Ben as Silco and Jinx from Arcane because I was still grieving about that show. And then some Steve and Gary from an heyoo that I have where like they kind of change personalities a little bit. Gary ends up being like the chill one. He made peace with the fact that he's old and sick, but he still wants to live his life. And then there's Steve, who is just this angry nugget behind him who just wants to protect him. But they're still really cute. I mean, Look at them. Mwah. And then there's Ben eating an ice cream because yes. Or Steve. I think these are fine to show. He's really pretty gorgeous. Jesus fucking Christ. This was also for another video that I made. I was doing a big full spread with one of my OCs, Absalom. This is their current design and I just had a blast making this. I keep coming back to it. It just looks so pretty and full to the brim with stuff. Oh my god, it's so nice. It's so pretty. I've been trying to do more spreads like these on my new sketchbook because they're just so much fun to make. But I am noticing I am running out of some supplies like washi tapes and stickers, and right now I don't have the time or the money to go buy more, so we're taking it easy for now. Still, very nice spread. These are some notes I took for the previous video. This is usually how I structure the notes that I have with me while I'm doing voiceovers. I have these on the side to follow. So this is like the intro, mention my PNG tuber, which I'd made by then, my sketchbook, this is how I made spreads and whatever, some notes about Absalom, and then more Steve and Gary. I drew them as Professor Venomous and Boxman from OKKO because someone said it's them, and I was like, yeah, it could be them, I can see it, they're so silly. More Steve and Gary from the Beetlejuice heyoo. Their designs are really silly and I like this weird mesh of my art style and the show's art style. They're just silly, little sad doodles, but it's okay. More Steve and Gary doodles, just sketches on like some random piece of paper that I glued in. More Beetle Steve doodles. Again, this was Ben as Lydia. For a time, he is like, okay, you can be my weird second dad. And Steve's like a little scared. The first time he and Gary met were like at a Halloween party. So Gary thinks Steve just looks like this as like a Halloween mask, as like a Halloween disguise. Ben is like trying to convince Steve to like go, you know, just go get him. And they think about getting a human disguise for Steve for a while. And he just looks so silly. I love him. They eventually figure it out and Gary doesn't care. So, you know, more sketching, more collages, more doodles, whatever, just a bunch of stuff with them. I was really obsessed with this heyoo back in the day. It was so much fun to doodle. Ooh! This is a mask heyoo I made with them. Again, just Maggie just takes her OCs and my friend's OCs and just puts them in as many heyoo's as I can just for the aesthetic of it. But Steve just fits so well with like the mask vibes because he is like some average Joe, just some schmuck who wants to impress this one guy at the bar. And he's like, I'm gonna put some weird fucking mask on and I'm gonna go all cartoony and it's gonna be really silly. And it was! I love his design. He looks so cute. Oh my god, he's so pretty, he's so handsome. Mwah. This was during Easter. I had gotten some Kinder Egg with like Disney princesses on it. It was silly. More doodles with them singing to Hey Pachuco. This was some doodles. Hold on. These were like some scenes of the movie that I just drew with them. If you follow my Instagram, you've seen these already, but like, you know, they're so silly. Just look at them. Mwah. These were like a bunch of cards from one of those like international soccer game championships, whatever, that was going on at the time. So we got like a bunch of them from grocery shopping as like little gifts, I guess. So I just got them, I glued them down here as kind of like a wallpaper. And then I just drew a bunch of Bens. Ben is just vibing, he's here. And then there's like a random sketch of Gary and his ugly ass face here for some reason. It was really silly, but I like how these turned out. He's just such a baby. Mostly a collage because I was out that day with friends and it's a trash page. Here's Steve with his Muppet that kind of looks like him. It's a little bizarre, but he likes him. He's just silly. More very weird, rough doodles. This was for an heyoo. It's just Steve living his life, and then Gary is this eldritch being that lives with him. That's the whole heyoo. It's like weird domestic shit, but I love it. It's really silly, but I love it. I never really did anything with it. It lives in my head rent-free, and Steve needs to be more of a monster fucker, methinks. Again, a bit more of a trash page. This was a little doodle request I got on Tumblr. Someone wanted to see Saul as a plague doctor because like he's a pharmacist and he wears a mask, so like half the joke is already there. I'm not a huge fan of how it turned out, but there's an idea here. This is really good. I might do this for Halloween again. I'm thinking about it. And this is Spamton and Noel. They're some of my favorite Deltarune characters. I love them very much. This was near chapter 3 and 4's release, so everyone was like hyping up their deltarune stuff. I just drew my favorites to celebrate. They're so silly. Look at them. Wow. I gotta draw them again. They're so stupid. Again, more doodles for my deltarune guys. This is actually Sweater and Dolly, but it's more of like past shenanigans, weird shit. None of this is canon anymore because I changed their stories recently because they really needed a redesign, a revamp, whatever. Also, Censor's here. I'm sorry, Censor. Your weird crush doesn't remember you anymore. F in the chat. This was another AU I had with Schmuck and Gary, but I also just wanted to draw something in the style of the Static Vocaloid song that came out recently, so I just did that. I went ham with pens and pencils and stickers and washi tape. There's like the fucking whole lyrics of the song in the back. It was lots of fun. This page was so much fun to make, honestly. This was when Springtrap finally got added to Dead by Daylight. I had to celebrate. Springtrap is like my favorite, I almost said Deltarune, Jesus. Springtrap is my favorite FNAF character ever. Nothing compares to him. So I just mishmashed a bunch of art supplies that I had. This was mostly whiteboard markers and alcohol markers. Like I did a whole TikTok on how I made this. You can go check it out if you want. This was so much fun to make. I swear, it was just a blast. Turned out so good and nasty. Hold on. Like, it's so textured. It's gross. Like him. I love it. And next to him, we have more doodles of that Eldritch Gary AU thing that I talked about recently. And there's some Tyler the Creator lyrics because, you know, of course it works. Steve, I know you missed your husband, but the horrors aren't your husband. The horrors aren't your husband. More Censor because he wants to kill the girl his crush has a crush on. It's fucking complicated, honestly. More Springtrap because he's so much fun, but he's so complicated to draw. I forgot how much time it took to do all these fucking things on him. It's so infuriating. It still looks good. I like how it turned out. Jesus fucking Christ. I used to draw him so much when I was like 12. I don't know how I did that. More weird doodles. I was out that day, so nothing much here. Cocket Springtrap. This is another one of my OC's thing. I don't use them a lot, but they're fun to draw. Beetle Steve, but he's actually a bug. I want to draw this guy again. I have so much fun drawing this guy. This is a Gravity Falls AU where Gary is Bill and Steve is Ford. And I needed to draw Gary as like some weird silhouette thing because it really works. I love it. I love it so much. And like and this like pattern for the background, it really pulls the doodles off the page a lot more. I think it's very simple, but it worked really well. This was when I went to my old college. I wanted to see the first year's class projects, like their animatics and their animations, what they had going on, and I kind of just passed around my sketchbook so people could sign it if they wanted. They are doing so much better than me in my class where like I'm so proud of them. I feel like just this weird aunt that just comes over sometimes to check on them. This was around Pride Month. I did this for a video as well. Just Steve and Gary being silly, gay, homosexuals. I love them. The spread, like, it's not as good as my usual stuff, but I still really, really like it. It's really pretty. These were, again, the notes for the video that I made. I just glued down the notes for the videos as well because I think it helps a lot knowing what I was doing and thinking at the time. You can guess what happened, like, the day after. So, chapter 3 finally came out. I love Tenna. I love Tenna so much. It took me forever to learn how to draw him. I couldn't draw him right for 2 weeks, and I genuinely think it drove me mad for like a second there. I knew immediately he and Gary would have beef. Gary fucking hates him. I know he does, and that's pretty much it. These were all doodles that I let the other Maggie do on my sketchbook. They drew Tenna for me, and Spamton, and Gary, and just a bunch of stuff. It looks really cute. They draw a lot on my sketchbook. I love it. Just thank you, bestie. Mwah. Okay, these are like more proper drawings for them. I was really happy to see El Nina and La Nino as like a weather duo because I have a little weather reporter OC as well. And I was like, they could be friends, and that's pretty much the whole reason this was made. I really regret not coloring this because I think it would have been really pretty. I might do it digitally. We'll see. I was still learning how to draw Tenna. I just wanted to draw him with Ben because the whole Pipish scene, what the fuck? Ben is canon, guys. Ben is canon. Ben is canon. That's all I can say. Ben is canon. And I think he would have just really liked Ben if he got to meet him. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But then the OC brain started. This was when I started making Telly. If you don't know, Telly is my chapter 3 OC. She's like a little child bedroom's TV. She's just a baby. She is mute. She's also kind of blind, but she's like a little shit, and I love her so much. This was like the concept art page for her. As you can see in the beginning, I always wanted her to have like a onesie because I think that would look really cute. She was supposed to have like little beans and paws, which was also really sweet. Her bow wasn't always her antenna. It's really hard to see here, but she was actually supposed to be normal Darkner with like a TV as like a helmet, so her head wasn't actually a TV. But that later got changed. She is like a TV now. Again, just learning how to draw. Tenna, I do really like these three. I think they look really nice. I just for some reason was really unhappy with the art style that I was doing, but I'm looking back on it now and they look really cute, honestly, especially these two. This kind of got washed over with the watercolor, but it's El Nina and Lenino just taking care of her as well. I need to draw her with like more staff characters because I think she would have a lot of fun talking with everyone. This was closer to like the final design. Her antenna still needed to be like added in as her bow. We kind of merged the two together. And in the next page, I think you can already see her final design. This is practically how she looks right now. She's just a baby. She's just a little cutie. Still figuring out how to draw Tenna with the acrylic markers that I had. A bunch of stickers. I was trying to make him like maybe sharper looking, like how I draw Gary, which did work for a while, but I eventually kind of just got rid of that. And here, oh my god, hold on. Bunch more doodles with him, just very loose sketches because I was still trying to learn him with Telly. God. Why did I choose to give this guy a kid after having Gary be an absolute shit to Ben like every single time he appeared? Because I think he would do it. And also he needs to man up a little bit. I'm sorry. Okay? More Maggie drawing Tenna on my sketchbook. Mwah, bless them. More Steve and Gary. They're gonna start disappearing now because of Tenna. I'm so sorry. This was a Friday the 13th we had in June. And again, Steve and Gary, heyoo. But Steve is Jason and Gary is Pamela. The story for this was that they were like kids when they met at the camp. And Steve drowned and Gary liked him a lot because he was his friend. So he's the one doing all the shenanigans, weird resurrection shit to bring him back, and they are together. Mwah! This was for a friend's birthday. I bought them a sketchbook and decorated it. It looked really, really cute. I think I have a picture of it. And they liked it a lot. And I've been seeing them use it. And I've just been so happy. Also, you can still see the sketchbook is dying. Like, it's falling apart. More very loose doodles of Tenna. I was still figuring out how I wanted to draw him. It was very difficult for me to figure out object head characters. Because for some reason, like, it kept throwing me off that none of them looked right. I think that was just because I never had an object head character. They usually all have, like, some sort of face, and this really was not helping, but I got there eventually. I like how he looks now, and these all look like really cute looking back on it. I think it was just like really hicky back then. More Schmuck and Gary. This was a scene from the Green Eggs and Ham cartoon series. Maggie was forcing me to watch it. I like it a lot. I still haven't finished it, but it's really cute. More Tenna. Hello, sir. Based off of this card I got for like this 50s American diner restaurant, whatever. More Steve and Tenna and Schmuck. This was kind of like a loose redraw of that one meme image, but I wanted to have them both in there because it was silly. Also, fuck you! I'm gonna ship myself with a TV! We're moving on! More Gary and Tenna, Gary being a little shit. I really like drawing Tenna as like this big, enormous robot thingy. But I need to remember, he can shrink. He can do that, so I gotta play around with that. This was some stuff with Gary and his like final Gigaform where you fight him. Just a little joke doodle with another OC from my friend. This was an heyoo I had with Telly and Tenna. I don't remember exactly what it was. It was a very long time ago, but like practically Gary tried to take over Tenna's studio and they had to go into hiding, and Tenna got like all destroyed and fucked up. He was still functioning, and Gary was actually trying to possess Tenna's screen, so that's why he has like one of Gary's eyes on him. He didn't do it, but it gave Tenna this weird fucking cracked screen with an eye. It was really weird, but whatever, it was fun. I was out for a convention this day, so everything's kind of messy. More Tenna with the Ralsei plush, a little Telly, Gary and Tenna fighting. These were more doodles for that heyoo that I was talking about. Just Tenna got destroyed. He's still functioning, he just looks really fucking weird. I actually tried pulling this to like more of an OC thing, cause like again, if my heyoos go like way off canon, I just usually grab them and turn them into like OCs and like original concepts. It did got turned into something, I just never really grabbed it again after that. It's in the drawer. I'm gonna probably do something with this eventually. I'm not gonna rush it. I'm just gonna let artistic creativity and inspiration run its course. It's in the bag. It's in the drawer. I got it. More Gary and Tenna. I was crashing out because I was starting to ship them. And it's cringe, but I love them. I have some weird fucking chemistry in my head. And I'm just gonna just soak it in, soak it in, soak it in. Okay, we're moving on. We're moving on. Psych, there's more of them. They're so stupid. They're actually insane. I'm very careless. I don't care. I like an OC. I'm just gonna grab it and ship him with mine. What are you gonna do about it? This was another collab I did with RTX. They sent me more markers and I wanted to draw Tenna and little Telly. This is like her final design. She still looks like this. She just looks really cute, just little child. Mwah. So I just doodled a bunch of stuff with like very cel shaded, very like reduced number of colors, which was actually a lot of fun. I really love how I rendered Tenna's head, like with all the blues and the purples, all like the shading and the lighting. I think it does look really nice. I have tried to do this with other times where I render him with like acrylic markers, and it looks really good. I really like how this one turned out. It's very simple, but I like it. Gucci, Picasso. I'm gonna kind of skip this one, but I went to a Mother concert because they toured in Europe, and I was there, and it was the best day of my life. These were like the tickets. These were the script notes for the previous video, for all like the deltarune and little Telly and Tenna stuff. So we're moving on. Not much to see here. Okay. Oh my god. You know how you do a drawing and then you look back on it and say this was the start of something? Yeah, this was the start of something. These two spreads were done for Art Fight. I did only these two traditionally, the rest I did on digital, but I was kind of getting stuck with digital stuff, so I just said, fuck it, we ball. And I just drew these two guys separately. This is Tank. He belongs to Numa Numbra, which is a good friend of mine. Hi. He's like this Omega Flowey Tenna fusion thing. He's more than that now, but I really like his design. It was really goofy. He's stupid big. I love him. So I did this little spread for them, and this was someone else's character. I don't remember who it was. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put it here, obviously. This was also a lot of fun to draw. I love all the little animal glitter stickers and all the bubbles. The colors are like really soft and everything. This turned out really pretty. This did something to me. This was when I was away on vacation, so a lot of the art supplies here were like very limited. Here's a little static Miku because she looked so goofy. Tenna and Big Shot Spamton because I didn't draw him a lot. I think these two were like doodle requests from Instagram. I'm not sure. This was Telly when her screen was still working. Yes, her screen used to work. She used to have a little cute, adorable baby face, but it's gone because someone broke her. There's lore on that. Promise. And this is Becky. You know how I said Telly was a children's bedroom's TV? It was her bedroom. Becky is Telly's original lightener. Telly got lost and ended up in the studio with Tenna, and now she's trying to return to Becky. But something really weird happened to Becky. We don't know where she is either. It's funny. Kids keep going missing in hometown. But yeah, this was the first sketch I did of her. She looks a little different now. I'm gonna put her final design on screen, even though I think you're gonna see her later. More doodles while I was away. Everything was like super sketched out. Telly, she's okay. Okay, listen, I got some comments about this saying, oh, you're gonna kill her off? No. Opposite to then, she actually has a good ending. This is a reference to this fucking ice cream shop. Please. It's just a cherub. She's okay. I promise she's okay. The whole page is a little angsty, but I promise she's okay. She just looked really cute with like wings and a halo. And this is my human design for Tenna. I really love him. He's so goofy. I love me old man. And this was the first sketch I did for a human design for Telly as well. She's just little cutie. I love her. She's so adorable. I need to draw him more often. It's honestly criminal that I don't draw him more often. More doodles. This is Paige and the final design for Becky. These are their Dark World designs when they jump in. Paige is Kinder's Lightner. Another one of my OCs who's a Darkner who loses their Lightner because of somebody. And since I have like already 2 Lightner designs, I've been really tempted to do like a next gen heyoo with them, like making up new worlds for them to go into and have fun. But I am missing one more character for the trio and I need to make it. But I also just want to make more Lightner designs. They're so much fun. Like, look at them. They're so cute. She's a little artist and she's a little magical girl. This, don't worry about this. Yeah, we're moving on. You know how I said that was like a premonition with that Omega Tenna guy? Yeah, this is it. Me and Uma became friends out of art fight, and I draw her character all the time now. I'm sorry, I'm annoying. But yeah, he's just like a big dad for Telly, and it's really cute. He's like such a massive girl dad. I love him. I love him so much. They are so silly. Can you tell I'm normal about this? Just very silly doodles, just having fun, taking the piss out of it. It's just you're gonna see a lot of them later. I'm sorry. This was me starting to realize this sketchbook was falling apart and I need to get it finished fast. I still had a lot of pages to go through. It was like the final stretch. We were almost there. So I have these stickers from like a Happy Meal from a few months ago and I never got to use them, so I used them here. I just vaguely sketched out what the Pokemon were, then I glued the stickers on top of it, and I finished the drawing by then. I drew... You're gonna have to forgive me, I don't know these guys' names. I know this is a Rayquaza. I don't know your name, but you're here, okay? Fine. Oh, I also drew a bunch of Pokemon because I rewatched my favorite Pokemon movie recently with Darkrai, and I love him so much. I needed to draw him. But also, I need to finish the sketchbook fast. What the fuck is going on? Just a whole collage page. I just wanted to get this one done because I had a bunch of doodles to glue down. Obviously, these two don't get along, and I love them very much for it. Also, once again, the sun is coming up. I'm gonna ask you to ignore that. Just a bunch more doodles with them because I wanted to get it done out of the way. Schmuck and Gary being little idiots, and Tank and Gary being freaky idiots. I love me freaky idiots. More Tank and Gary because they're weirdos. Little Telly and Telly with Becky. This page was so much fun to make. It was a pain to make, but oh my god, I do not regret a single minute of it. Look at all this. Hold on. Like, look at it. Look at it. It's so nice. I hope the camera picks it up. Like, it's all sparkly and glossy. It's so pretty. If my sketchbook was like small enough to fit inside like a printer, I would be like scanning all of these and sell them as merch. I might do that, but I just have to like do it the old-fashioned way, take pictures of it, open off on Photoshop, fix everything. Like, this is such a cute spread. I love it so much. This was how Telly used to look like when she was still with her Lightner. Her little antenna looked more... They don't look bug-like, but like they were supposed to mimic how Becky's pincers looked. She's supposed to be like a beetle, but a tiny one. And Telly had like a little tail, how Becky had, and it's just... They were so happy together. They were just kids. They were just kids meant to be kids, and I love them so much. I keep complaining about how I want my characters to be happy, and then I'm the one making their backstories sad. Like, what the fuck? Still, I need to remind myself, Telly, she has a good ending, and she vibes, and she's super happy, and I need to think about that for her. More Tank and Telly. I'm pretty sure this was a redraw of some picture of a dog I saw on Pinterest. He has big dog energy, I'm just saying. And this was human designs I made for them. Again, just sillies. Telly is kind of blind, so she does like to feel people's faces to recognize them. Motherfucker forgot to shave one day, and she was like, oh, it's prickly. And he's dealing super well with it. It's just so silly. They're so silly. I love them so much. Oh my god, okay. Okay, we're almost done. We're getting there. More doodles of Tank and Gary. Tank being super sad. Jesus fucking Christ. Another angst heyoo idea with them. I do those a lot. Just a lot of collages and whatever, getting shit done. I was trying to fill up pages as quickly as I could because I was just getting so tired of this. Here they are. They're here. They're queer. They're whatever. This was mostly a trash page. I was getting rid of some stuff like wrappers and receipts, and this was some leftover watercolor paper that I just glued down in like little strands, and they have this really weird texture now, and it's kind of funny. I like it. More Gary and Tank because they're fucking weird. They're so weird. Oh, weirdos. Freaky. Jesus. More doodles with them, just more like very specific AUs and angst stuff. Just glue it all down here. I'm just begging to be done with this sketchbook. A lot of these are just like random AU ideas we have for them that I just like doodle on a whim just to make sure it makes sense. And that's pretty much it. Like none of these are like connected to each other in some great fucking AU. Like no, we don't have anything planned. We're just having fun, honestly. More doodles of them, Hank and Telly, Antenna and Telly, finally they're back. Jesus fucking Christ, I just need to grab onto someone's OC and then suddenly I forget Canon exists. But they're here, they're queer, they're so cute. Oh my god. I did all of these while I was out getting the new sketchbook. This is how you realized I was fucking desperate to get a new sketchbook, so I just grabbed a bunch of my friends, we ran, and we went to grab a sketchbook. And from one of those friends, I got a bunch of new pens, which are the gel pens I doodled with here. They're just so cute and vibrant and I love the colors, and I just had to draw a bunch of stuff with them. I love these pens. I use them all the time now. This was more stuff for the newest RTX video on my channel. Again, this sketchbook saw all of the collabs I made. So there's just a bunch of swatching, the thank you card from them, the instructions on how to use the pens that I did not see because they were buried at the bottom of the box, and just a bunch of notes for the voiceover that I had to do. And this was the illustration I made for that video. I drew my Epic Mika OCs, Elodie, Adelaide, and Minus. I love how they look. They're so silly. It's very simple compared to other stuff that I've done. Just the framing with the washi tape and the receipts in the back and all the characters, how they like fill the page like this. It's just so pretty. I had a lot of issues with this spread. I just had a bunch of like difficulties with the pens, but it came out so cute. I'm honestly not that mad. It just looks so cute. I love it. Ugh. More very quick doodles of Tank and Telly because I had to go out for some health center thingy appointment, whatever. So I was in the waiting room and I just doodled them a bunch. They're so silly and I love them. More doodles with them, just powering through to finish the sketchbook. Bunch of stickers, washi tape, weirdos, the baby. I'm gonna start holding the sketchbook because I'm realizing it's bending a lot and you can't see a lot of the stuff. Again, just a bunch of doodles of them being silly and domestic, and I love it. It's so stupid. And these were two spreads that I made on a whim because I needed to get done with this sketchbook. I said previously that Sweater and Dolly got like major revamps. Well, this is how they look now. This is Sweater. He looks much like colder and that he's supposed to come from like a snow grave ending. So he looks frozen over. His nose is like kind of colored funny. He has icicles dripping from his sleeves. He looks much better in my opinion. Dolly honestly did not change that much. The only thing I did with her was like, change her pigtails to like chains because she's supposed to be a haunted chainmail. So I honestly have no idea how I did not connect the dots that I should have added chains to her design. That was honestly insane on me. But they both look really cute, just very simple spreads, honestly. I was mostly just doing watercolors for the background with a bunch of stickers and washi tape. And again, the acrylic markers for just coloring them normally. More doodles with them, more acrylic pens, more covering up pages because we're powering through, we're almost there. This is little Telly at the beach. I saw this really cute 2000s kid outfit that just matched her vibes precisely, and I loved it so much that I had to draw her in it. Like, she's going to the beach, she has a little popsicle even though she can't eat. I joked that she was looking off into the distance looking at a seagull who had just stolen a bagel, and she was like, how can I get that bagel even though I don't eat? So now there's just a doodle of like a seagull trying to steal her away instead. It's so stupid. I love it. And then there's Tana with Telly, and he dressed up like her, like he has a cute little suit with her colors, and it was supposed to be a surprise. Oh my god. Okay, I love them. I love them so much. They're so stupid. They're so silly. I'm normal. I'm so fucking normal. More stuff with Tank. This was like a little angst AU we had with them. I wanted to come up with like a proper Omega design for him, so I just did a bunch of doodles and I eventually cleaned it up on digital. I did like a proper sprite for him, which was really fun. Just a bunch of doodles. He misses Telly a lot. He misses her, that's his baby. He goes through the horrors, but he gets a somewhat nice ending later on, yeah. The Mask Steve returns because I thought a good way to finish this sketchbook was just grab a bunch of my favorite designs from the sketchbook and redraw them, because like if I liked what I was doing, at least I would finish it faster. And I did the Mask Steve because I love his suit, I love his design, everything just looks so goofy. He's so cartoony and animated, and it worked. I filled this page super fast for the time, it was just lots of fun. And Tank and Telly again with the other pens that I told you about. They're just so cute. I love them. They're so white. I'm just very weak for like massive dad and the tiny shithead child that he has. I love it so much. I'm weak for it. And yeah, they're so cute. I'm just like, my friends overseas are better than whatever canon Toby Fox can throw at me. These were a bunch of Instagram doodle requests that I did to finish off a spread again. Just wanted to get rid of this. There's Sweater with like some hot cocoa. There's Wendy thinking about their life choices. There's Beast, who is like a Bendy and the Ink Machine OC with Tally. He's asking her how to say all the swear words in sign language, and she is gonna teach him. There's Tana and Tally at the beach. She brought him a whole jellyfish. Oh my god. Aw, man. And my favorite Sonic characters. I love them so much. They're gonna be in the new movie. Oh my god, the new movie! I'm hyped. And this is the end of the sketchbook. I decided to do some sketchbook stats, for example, the date of start and ending. I started this sketchbook on the 24th of March, and I finished it on the 28th of August. My favorite OC to draw was Tally, my favorite friend's OC was Tank, and I am still stuck in deltarune. Some notes. Don't want to take this long on a sketchbook ever again, I swear to god. My first 3 RTX collabs are in this sketchbook. Insane. Super good things happened. Just worried, I guess. I want to keep my good friends. Just some closing notes of how I was like feeling at the time, I guess. This is just a me, it's a little me, it's my Sona, my little sketchbook, my flip-flops, my just everything. And that is it. We actually went through it surprisingly fast. I'm looking at the camera right now and it's only been like an hour and 17. That's insane. I guess I'll show you the back. Again, mostly trash. I know this is an artist sticker, but it was a friend who gave me. I have no idea who this is from. I'm sorry. Everything else is trash, as you can see. But yeah, that is pretty much it. Okay, this was actually a lot faster than I thought it was gonna be. Another sketchbook finished, another end of an era. Actually, before I finish the video, I'm just gonna like give you a little sneak peek of how the new sketchbook is looking so far. It's just a little one, you know, I haven't made much, honestly. Just like very quickly, this is my new introduction page. More Telly and Tank doodles. This was for the last day of August, which is like canonically Dipper and Mabel's birthday. So I just doodled them. And more Tank and Telly with their human designs. And yeah, that's all I've done in this sketchbook since I've had it. Cover still looks the same. I did glue some duct tape on the spine of the sketchbook just to keep the washi tape down. But yeah, that is pretty much it. Hopefully this sketchbook will be as thick as their siblings. Jesus fucking Christ. And I'm gonna have a lot of fun touring it once it is finished. But yeah, I think that is pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, blah blah blah, YouTube words. If you want to see more of my art, both past and new, these are the social medias that I'm on right now, so you know, you can go get them a follow. Obviously, I will always advertise my own website. If you liked any of the OCs that you've seen here and you want to look more into them, I have wiki pages for all of them, so you know, maybe you want to go sneak around and look a peek in there. Go check them out. Also, again, because I keep forgetting to announce this, we have a Discord server. It's very nice. Discord server peeps get sneak peeks and announcements on videos before they go live. They get work in progress pictures of art, other projects that I'm in, stuff I'm doing with my life. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Oh, by this month, I should have a video up for a convention that I'm going to. Hopefully that will come like later in the year. I still don't know what I'm gonna do for next week, but I have stuff to go around if I decide to do something. I'm tired. I still need to edit this. I'm scared. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!